All right. We should be live right about now. So I'm going to do something a little bit different than normal. So let me see. I was going to grab my tablet and have that playing on the side so I could double check to see if there was any chat in the live stream. Apparently, I should have flipped it on first. But anyways, I have been writing a story for another channel on the side, and I was going to try and just do some writing on stream just to try and help me focus on writing it and just see how well that works. So I'm just going to hit read aloud. I was trying to get it on my computer, but was unable to do that, so you won't be able to read along with me. So here we go.
Greg walked into the power shop. He found Ian running the counter. Hey Ian, I feel like I'm going up against one of your suits. Do one of your boys want to go up against me, or do you want to do it yourself?
That sounded
My
terrible.
boys are at boot camp, he replied. I do have some relatives working in the back. I explained to them that people do like coming in and boxing the suits, and they didn't have any problem boxing people. Sending your boys off to boot camp, I thought they wanted to run this store, Ian said, curiously. Yes, they wanted a permanent permit to have the military-grade power suits, and the best way to secure that is with a little bit
Alright,
of military service. You mean they can't get
so.
permits without being in the military? You can, but they have to be
Ugh.
and there's a lot more
Well,
paperwork. If they serve for a couple years, they'll have a
I.
lifetime permit. It's the easiest way to be guaranteed access to the suits. Huh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Anyways, know how about that fight? Who's willing to go up against me? We have Vincent and Heather in the back. You can ask either one of them.
Alright.
Have either of them been in a fight before in these suits? Asked Greg. They fought each other. Ethan said they didn't do very well, kind of newbies, you know. Looks like they've never been in a fist fight before. Oh, this is gonna be fun, said Greg. Having finished paying for the fight, he walked back to see who was willing to fight. In the main body of the shop, he found Vince playing a game on a small device in his hand. What do you plan? Greg asked.
That was supposed to
In
be
the hands of
playing.
justice. It's the new one that just came out. It's super fun. Fun,
Oh
said
boy.
Greg. What's fun about being the strongest person in the world with no challenge? What are you, some kind of nerd? I suppose you have the comic books as well, really big into superheroes, aren't you? I bet you've never been in a real fight in your life. You
Hmm.
wouldn't last minute on the street. Even in that shoot, you'd still be easily defeated. There's nothing wrong with being a nerd, he shot back angrily. He looking down at the old man's smile. His temper boiling as he realized he was being mocked.
Oh boy. Speech to text is really terrible. You think you got it down, but you didn't double check the reading, and so it just comes out so terrible. Thank God nobody's watching this. Yes. So, how do we want to tackle this going forward? Dum dum dum. We want. What do we want? Don't know that I really want to take care of the grammar mistakes right at this moment. But that did not read well out loud. So, that was the setup for the fight. My animators are presently animating the fight. And as you can tell how bad my writing is, I don't really think it does them much good. Do I want to try and comment on the fight right now, or do I want to get a little more dialogue before the fight? That would be the question. Um, hmm. All right then, said the old man. Let's hop in the ring. If I can defeat you, you're a nerd forever. If you can beat me, I'll show you some recognition. Fine, we'll settle it that way, said Vincent. What suit would you like to wear? Greg gave a little bit of a chuckle. Oh no, boy, I'm going up against you, as I am. Vincent was shocked. What? Are you crazy? How are you going to manage that? You see, said the old man, I happen to have a little bit of magic in me, and I can go up against your suits without getting a suit of my own. It threw a switched out right there instead of a without. Freaking speech to text. How dare it not copy my voice perfectly? It's not like I have pronounce words terribly or anything like that. Oh, I guess I should mention the artwork up on stream is just my AI art that I've been dabbling around with. It's just fun to give it random prompts to see what it comes up with. I did use some of the art for character character design for some of the stuff that's in the animation that is presently working. Have I scrolled past it? I don't think I have, actually. It takes a little bit to load on things, which is kind of the only problem I've had with it. Nice cabin in the woods. We like shenanigans like that. Vincent seemed very unsure about this idea. Isn't this bad? Won't you get hurt? These suits are extremely powerful. Don't worry about it, said Greg. I've been up against these suits before and won. What? That isn't possible, said Vincent. Don't worry about it. You have the safe mood. Safe mood. I think it spelt it right. Maybe it didn't. Just have your suit in the safe mode, and you won't injure me. You can turn it off, though. If ever you feel like it, I can handle the full force of that. Alrighty. I need to think a little bit more about what I want to do next. One viewer watching, which would probably be me, since I have the stream on, just because I'm not sure if any chat will actually pop up in here. I assume that it will. But I am the king of not having chat visible when people type in because I'm so used to nobody being there. Unlimited death. That's what we all like to see. That one wasn't a bad version of that. I hope my channel doesn't get demonetized for the nudity. I've been publishing everything except for what it restricts me on, which is a couple of things here and there. I don't know that this one actually lets me filter through that to show you what it is that I have been filtered out or has been blocked. It definitely seems like this thing is set up to run a lot better on your phone than the actual computer. Or maybe I just use the phone so much that I am familiar with it more. I was looking for concept art. Is it all the way down here? Spooky forest. Tree that wants to kill you. Dum dum dum. I'm wondering if maybe I want to put an end to writing on this story for a minute because I'm a little bit stumped on what I want to do. And that's the story that is presently in the works right now. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. Document 3. What is that? Okay, that is nothing that is irrelevant right now. Documents. Is this? Okay, I actually have not gone through that, but that is a very big piece of thing. I don't want to tackle it right now. Just because it's a little bit bigger piece of thing that I want to take on. Heaven's Guard, haven't worked on that for a minute. Demonic Hunter. Sure, let's stupid is. Speech to text keep throwing is in really stupid places anyways. Let's hit read aloud.
The clock ticked at 15 to midnight. Throughout the small town, people hugged each other tightly as they watched the clock, fearing the hour that it struck midnight. The conversations they had with each other were as though it could be the last time they would see one another. The local police did their best to comfort them as best they could, knowing they were powerless in the situation. Hard at work on a computer, a team of men in military uniforms began going over all of the data that they were scanning for. Their commanding officer walked in. Anything yet, he said, looking at the clock. I think we're starting to get something, replied one of the workers, handing him a piece of paper. It looks like it's going to be a little bit smaller this time. I'm not sure why. We've breached it several times. Perhaps it's taken a lot of damage and can no longer maintain its full size.
Alright, so this is the original concept art for Greg that I had an artist revamp some of his designs to make him look a little bit better, but that's what he originally looks like. So, and honestly, I thought this was a good look too. It's probably a little bit generic, but maybe he'll become somebody someday too in one of my stuff.
While the police were trying to comfort the victims as much as possible. They never knew who was going to be taken, it seemed to be completely random. A few people had some firearms. Due to the laws of their country, it was difficult for most people to get such weapons. Although simply having them seemed to reduce the likelihood of you being disappeared with the others. The police couldn't give everyone firearms, because the demon would simply just move to the next town over and start taking those people. The cat and mouse between them had gone on for about 2 months now. So far there was no end in sight. The entity seemed to give up on moving to different cities, trying to avoid the authorities. As long as it was in some city where it could grab people at random, it seems like it would just deal with the authorities as it saw fit. And to top it off, people had given up on moving away from the town. It was that, as it seems like it didn't matter, because they could end up in a town that it hit next. And then just like that, it happened. About 20 people in the town disappeared, vanishing without a trace. The individuals found themselves standing before the demon, with his pet by its side. "Look at the delicious grub before you, my pets," he said, patting their heads. "Choose whatever food you feel best fits your stomach tonight. I have many venison, many small critters, and a few humans as well. Whichever tasty treat you feel like having tonight, eat up."
Oh, that got cringy. So, anyways, this is the concept art for the robot that's paired up with Greg. That I also had the rider change up, and so it looks a whole lot better than its original form. 3D art is kind of a little bit terrible, but there you have it. This is the original concept art for the animation I started the stream off with, which of course nobody's watching because I usually don't stream on Sunday, especially this early. But I decided to change things up because you gotta change things up every once in a while.
His hideous pets, their eyes filled with glee at the food before them, and their things hungry for it, began descending on whatever it was that made their taste buds craving for the night. Some wanted some tasty critters, others preferred venison, but a couple went after the humans. All of the food before them began fleeing in different directions, but they didn't mind. After all, that's what made it entertaining, was the hunt. While his pets were running about, the demon checked up on the military that was trying to breach his mini pocket dimension that he had created. "They're so obnoxious, it's like they think it's illegal for me to feed my animals." Well, whatever, it looks like the mini dimension I created as a decoy was effective, and they went for that should buy my pets a little bit more time to sink their teeth into their delicious dinner.
Oof, that was terrible. I did not realize how bad that was, and it wasn't just the speech to text. That was awful cringy the way I wrote that. Oh, ouch. I guess there's a reason I stopped writing that so soon. What do I do with that? It's so bad. Do I scrap the whole thing? I kind of almost feel like that's what I want to do. Whew. Ay. About how many words would I be scrapping if I did? I found some way or another of, I think, review, word count. Oh, it's only 500 words. I should probably just, yeah, I want to just get rid of all of that. That was so bad. Oh, that was terrible. Um, So, moving forward. A bunch of different maps. Map of an alien world. Oh, I decided not to show it. It's broken. No loading on this tonight. I know this isn't the bottom yet. Look at how tiny the search bars have gotten. It was so big at the beginning. Well, what do you do about that? Oh, yes, Book of the End. It was a, what you would call it, I guess, fun idea I had about a mysterious book that nobody knew who made it or what it's capable of. Oh, you can tell I'm bad at writing just by how bad I'm not describing anything, because I should be a lot better at describing things than what I am. It's also been one of the challenges of this AI art thing that I've been playing around, is that I have not had all that good at describing what I want, and then when I do, the AI is not good at producing what it is that I think I want. Let me hit this refresh button and see if that reloads anything. Oh, it took me all the way up to the top. So this is what I've been posting recently, and as you can tell, the AI is actually getting incredibly good. So I was getting very close to the beginning of what I had started with, which was, I mean, everything was looking really terrible, but I mean, for the most part, most of these actually look incredibly good. Even the terrible ones don't look as terrible as my first things were. So this AI has improved so significantly since I've been dabbling with it. Looks like it's loading a little bit better than it was before. All right, how do I want to start this story? We've got to make it a little bit better than it was before. So, what do we want? The town felt like it was holding its breath as the hour drew closer to midnight. Most of the commotion was from law enforcement and the military, running all over town, looking at computers, analyzing the situation. The problem had started about 2 months ago. An unknown entity had been creating pocket dimensions, pulling people into it in order to feed the inhabitants. It didn't really seem to care all that much as to what it pulled in to its pocket dimension, as long as it had some sort of meat to it. People who had returned reported seeing all kinds of animals that had been eaten, and others who had remained reported missing relatives as well as pets. All right, I hope that one was a little bit better. Starting to get down there. Oh, there's the part that's going to get the stream demonetized. So we are definitely making our way through this. Mm-hmm. Oh, got that wonderful snot running down my back of my throat that I gotta get rid of. All right, so let's try and make this not cringe. What do we want next, guys? What's the best possible solution? So we are all the way back down to bottom of this almost. Have I lost the rest of this, or does it just need to load? Ah, there we go. I knew I could count on this. Now we're just back down to the loading part. This is definitely part of a story that I was going to work on again. So this is the name of my channel. That one's also the name of my channel. Let's see what kind of art it created for. I actually really like this picture, and I want to incorporate it into my story somehow, so it'll be there eventually. This is the background as well as on my channel's picture there, just because I liked it. I actually didn't notice when I first posted it. It looked like the dragon's part of the mountain because the AI doesn't actually understand how to change that. And then there was this, which I definitely like this one as well as that one. That one I don't care so much. This one definitely seems intriguing. I might do something with it someday. So this one was actually a this image. I was just seeing what it would do with it, and I kind of actually like a lot of the things that changed with it. And maybe I might turn those guys into something eventually. You just gotta scroll so much to get through things. And so the reason there's the motorbikes things is I was hiring a guy to make games, and I had a game idea that I thought would be fun. So I was just trying to get some concept art for it. Oh, yep, it's definitely. So I think this was some of the stuff I sent to him. I did send a little bit of that as well, but I think he liked this one a little bit more. I really like this picture, and I'm going to incorporate this dude into one of my things eventually, and I even thought about a story for that one. Not this one, but that one. Maybe I might do something, maybe I might not. I'm not super keen on it, but this guy I really like. So I was trying to see if the AI would draw a scythe, and the answer is no and hell no. It still has a very difficult time with man-made tools, and this abomination is for a story that I decided not to publish because it is cringe and I don't like it. Oh, this is the very first one I ever created, so we have gotten all the way to the bottom. Oh, I think I was trying to create a like a Gilgamesh's uh, Gate of Babylon type of a deal, but didn't do it. I do like this picture. I think I actually have it on one of my backgrounds for shenanigans. So I will just leave this here for a minute, and I should probably get back to figuring out what I want to do with my story here. Hmm. Temporary satellite dishes were set up around the town, scanning the area for anomalies. The military boys were hard at work trying to figure out where the next mini pocket dimension would appear. In the town, very few people could sleep, not knowing if they would disappear or if their friends and family would disappear. Hmm. All right. I wanted to go for an hour at least, and I'm already running out of ideas at half an hour. And I spent a lot of time not writing anything. Ugh. It's definitely been a little bit of a struggle for me. It's been difficult for me to write, and so I've been trying to use this to push me a little bit more. Hmm. What else? Maybe I want to work on something else. Would that help me out a little bit? Um. Huh. You know what? I think I'll just call it. Maybe I'll go for a little bit more next Sunday. All right. Catch you guys later. Goodbye forever. Remember to commit internet seppuku and don't forget to believe in the madness that believes in you. Or you're going to have this scythe here that doesn't actually end up getting